Hey everyone, how's it going? Go over this week with you. This gorgeous Saturday morning. And so we have our highest put open interest at 385, highest call open interest at 400, and Apple closed right here in the middle at 393. So worked out to the T for option writers. And as you see, the open interest stayed stable all week. It will do that when you have a somewhat normal market, and start to define that with the VIX. Like once you get 29 or under, 28 or under on the VIX, these become a lot more stable. On the weeklies, it takes a few days to build up, and but with the monthlies and all that, they will not change around so much. When you have what we've had been going on for the last 6 months, 3 months, whatever, with the European news, they're gonna change around a lot because the market is changing around a lot. So that's just the way it goes. Once things settle out, if we ever go to a normal market again, 25, 20 VIX, these it makes it a lot easier to trade these as they stay stable. So yeah, that was that. Apple closed right there at 393. Let's go here on the chart, and I'll show you why on the put side this little max pain open interest max pain is good on the downside too. So here's a weekly chart out broken into 5 days, Monday to Friday. Here's the SPY and Apple. So remember here on this Thursday, the market was down 2%, 2.25%, whatever it was, and Apple was up 8%. Why the hell did that happen? Let's come over here. What do we have? We have the 385 is your lowest put open interest, or is it highest put open interest strike? So what do we have here? On this Wednesday, we're already at 385. Well, we can't go lower. We have all these puts there. Why would option writers want it lower than that? So the market dives. Well, Apple can't dive anymore because that 385. What do you know? It jumps up 1% up into the 390 area. So Apple's up 1%, the market's down 2%. That's a 3% change. Does that make any sense, or do you see something here? And so that's just it's a good thing on the downside also. Another thing, and I don't want to beat it down too much because it's the basis that I use everything from, is the original max pain with dollar value. It's great to know. This is for the monthly, but just figure it was the weekly. It's not gonna really. So how do you know where's the backstop? They all kind of look the same. Is 385 the backstop? Is 380? Is 375? You come over here, start using open interest. Yeah, you know where the backstop is. These strikes all mean something. Where when you look at it on a dollar basis, this doesn't really mean anything to me, anything more. You kind of just zero in on this and hope it hits that exact strike. Over here, we're not doing that. And the same thing goes too on the weekly. Spider, I don't really trade this too much as far as using this, but the max pain on the weekly was, for dollar value max pain, was 125 right here. Where did it finish? 126. So it's superior in a lot of ways for trading. And that's why I use this open interest max pain, and I'm trying to differentiate myself from that. Going to Friday, you have here, so the market again was up 1.7%, and Apple is up 0.75%. And so why did it stop at 395, and why did it stop at 390? Let's zoom in on this graph here. Okay, so 390s are low, and then up here at 394 spot is our high. This is you're not going to find this on any of the Yahoo Finance or any of the option chains. So this doesn't have in the money. That's why this drops off fast. This is just all out of the money options. What you have here, the highest volume for yesterday was a 390 puts were trading the most. The highest volume on the calls was the 395s. So why would the option writers want Apple to go higher than 395, or lower than 390. Where does Apple finish up? Right, it gets squeezed right in the middle. So that's why you're not it's not going to go above 395. Why would it? And so every single week that happens, it has a ceiling. It has a ceiling. And where's Apple supposed to go? So the only reason I'm doing this is try to make this stop one day. So and then profit from it in the meantime. Going over here to the monthly. This is I just updated this. So this is all brand new. The highest open interest switch, it's going to switch back and forth right now. For safety, we're not computers. Just use this one if you're doing any, if you're going to write any risk trades, use this strike over here. This is going to be a brick wall. And the thing is, this has one more week on it. Big deal. We sit here. If Apple comes up to this 400, gets knocked down, no why. It's this. We have one more week of this. It's just the way it goes. If you do somewhat of a silver lining, if you do break this will become the highest open interest. It'll fall right in line with all this. So you can go higher. It's probably not the worst case scenario if it does go higher for Wall Street. And just see, it's going to be a big test. So if it goes over this 400, I mean, it'll go, not within a week or anything, I don't think, but it'll go right up to new highs. So that will be a big test. And there's so much waiting done with Apple, and that's why I just love selling options. And if you don't, like on the portfolio model over here, just there's so much waiting involved, and I'll just go and sell because of the European news, and I didn't know, just unsure, but I want to make money while I'm sitting here. So back on the 21st of November, I sold the 320 put spread for a credit of $1. So taking in 20% gain if Apple stays above 320. 20% gain in 8 weeks. Same thing again, December 2nd, I sold the 350 put spread for 78 cents. And you could have got way more on that one. But again, taking in, 15% gain in 6 weeks. So if you don't want to do something like that, go to a little bit more simple. When you're just sitting here waiting and waiting, because Apple just, gets stuck with this open interest options game. So come out here to January 13 if you have 500 shares that you've had, for the last 20 years. Come out and sell, whatever you want to start slowly taking profit at. Come and sell the, I had someone a few weeks ago, the 500. Sell the 500. So you'll be taking profit January 13 if Apple is over 500. If it never gets there, you just took in a dividend of $23. And actually, it's a great thing too. This 2 weeks ago when Apple was in the 370 range, this was actually $25. Apple's moved up $20 and this has gone down by $3. So you could close it out and take in a $3 dividend in a matter of weeks. And the reason this goes down or went down is because you have the IV. This is the implied volatility. You have that start collapsing from 45 down to 38. That's gonna make those cheaper. So, but you got to be doing something while you're just sitting here waiting for Apple, because it just does it for 3 months at a time. Bangs up against this, comes down. Bangs up against this, comes down. So go way out and sell something. And when, say Apple gets up to here, just as a general, I'm not even saying this month, but Apple gets up to one of these strikes, sell way out there, sell $100, $200 higher, something. And then, because more often than not, it's going to come back this way. When it does, close those out and take that dollar gain. You might as well do something if this is going to be going on. So, yeah, just sit here and watch this. It may not make it over 400 this week, but looking to the future, once we get rid of this, it will. Real quick, this JJO Pain I have here, this is going to be more advanced. The reason I don't look out into the future more than the front month, so December right now, is because look at, this is what is accumulated on open interest since December became the front month. So 3 weeks ago, this is what has been added in the last 3 weeks to January options. the 400 calls have actually went negative. People have closed more out than bought them. So that's why don't get too concerned with this 400. Yeah, so here's a January. So these 400 have 65,000 open interest on them. Not, yes, they do, but it's not kind of what it seems. Those have been trading since 2009, and everyone, was buying those 400s. Oh, in 2 years, Apple will be 400. It is, but there's a lot of decay that have been involved in those, and look what has been trading the 370s, and this is probably when Apple was down in this range, everyone was getting scared, and in that frames thing I said you want to see this come in and overshoot, and guess what, it did. So everyone in the Januaries was buying these 370s. Well, now guess what, we're up here at 395. And so don't look at this as, oh, Apple's going to come back down. No, I'm just showing you what people have been betting on. And Apple's up here. Yeah, market makers or institutional commercial money is going to have to take a bath on these. So what? Don't look at it like it's coming down here. Look at it as a good thing that these aren't building higher and higher. And two, why I don't look out in the future, just because it's not really trading much. This isn't moving. All the volume is on the weeklies and the front month. You can't really look at this picture, the January picture, until it becomes a front month. So that's what this is. It's a little bit more advanced if you don't wrap your head around it at first. That's okay, just over time. So, all right, have a